Yo, what's happening, Raider Nation? It's your boy Soto here. You know what it is. Raiders versus the world, talking about the team of the world loves to hate, your Las Vegas Raiders. All right. Free agency is at the start on March 12th. There's a lot of free agents out there, and we're going to take a look at the top 10 free agents aged 25 and younger at the time the free agent starts. Before we do, make sure everyone please like, comment, and subscribe. Everyone, please subscribe if you're watching this. It really helps me out. It's the absolute bare minimum you can do to help this channel, besides doing absolutely nothing. I really want to bust through that 1,000 mark and do big things. It helps me out, guys. I would really appreciate it. All right, let's get started. Now, free agency starts on March 12th, okay? And the cap could reach like 275 million, which leaves some room for free agency, okay? Now, teams want to prioritize getting younger free agents because they can have longer careers after free agency. Now, for one reason or another, these talented players, 25 and under, are going to hit free agency. And let's take a look at the top 10. Our first on the list is cornerback Asante Samuel Jr. from the Los Angeles Chargers. At 25 years old, he's played in 50 games. He started 47 of them, so he's definitely a starting caliber NFL cornerback. Now, despite his great coverage skills, he's got some tackling issues that he needs to clean up. But at age 25, he's definitely shown the ability to be a top-notch corner in the league and would definitely be a target to get in free agency, being only 25 when free agency starts. He has said he wants to stick with the Chargers, but depending on what happens in free agency, money talks and you know what walks. So if he gets a nice deal from someone else, he could be tempted to leave and go to a new team. All right, up next is guard Mekhi Becton from the Eagles. Yes, I said guard Mekhi Becton. After years of failing as a tackle with the Jets, Mekhi Becton blew up as a guard with the Eagles. He was a huge piece of that Super Bowl winning team. After years of struggling with the Jets with injury and bad play, he became the 21st ranked guard in the NFL per PFF, which isn't the end-all be-all, but it's a good jumping-off point. Regardless, number 21 out of all the guards in the NFL, that's pretty good, and it's a huge leap from where he was with the Jets. This may be a little bit of a sticky one. Is it because Mekhi Becton really did get better and he found his position, his true position in the NFL, or did he benefit from playing with a great offensive line as the Eagles have? Who knows? But I think the market's going to dictate his value. Expect him to be a later signing in free agency. All right, up next is safety from the Green Bay Packers, Xavier McKinney. Xavier McKinney is a turnover machine, okay? At 25 years old, this dude can play. He's going to get huge interest from people in the NFL because of his ability to create turnovers. Now, depending on what we do in free agency, the first wave, and also in the draft, Xavier McKinney may be a huge get for the Raiders. Now, remember, John Spytek likes to build really strong secondaries. We'll see what happens. It's definitely a big target and would be a huge get for the Raiders. All right, up next, a familiar name, linebacker from the Chiefs, Nick Bolton. Surprisingly, Nick Bolton's only 25 years old. The Chiefs have a lot of needs after losing Super Bowl the way they did. Nick Bolton can be seen as a luxury. Now, he's a key piece on that defense, but he may be enticed to leave and come to another team if the price is right. The price should be pretty steep because he's been shown to be a really productive player and a key piece of that great Chiefs defense that won back-to-back Super Bowls a couple of years ago. Now, is it a product of the Spagnuolo scheme, or is he that good? I really do think he's that good. He really plays instinctually. So what did he learn from Spagnuolo? Can he take it to a new team? We'll see. Nick Bolton is definitely a name to keep an eye on in free agency. Up next is another familiar name to us is defensive end Malcolm Koonce. He'll be 25 when free agency starts, and free agency from the Raiders. Now, terrible luck for Koonce. He had a great end of the season in 2023 where he had 6 sacks in the last 9 games, a ton of tackles for loss, and really showed to be a key piece of that defense that played really well under the interim Antonio Pierce. He gets hurt on a non-contact injury, basically like a glorified walkthrough, the practice before the first game of the year, missed the entire season on a contract year. We may be able to keep him on a pretty nice deal. A short one, I would probably want to do a short one if I was Malcolm Koonce, just so I can kind of ball out and show what I can do and then show that I'm recovered from the injury, and then only have to wait 1 year to sign a big contract. Depending on what Patrick Graham and Rob Leonard think about the recovery and the potential of Malcolm Koonce could show what the Raiders do with him in free agency. I expect the Raiders to bring him back pretty early in free agency on a really short deal, just kind of a prove-it deal, and then reward him, if he deserves it after the season with a longer deal. All right, next on the list is another baller, wide receiver from the Bengals, T. Higgins. Surprisingly, after all these years of hearing about T. Higgins, he's still only going to be 25 years old, definitely in his prime. Now, he has been overshadowed by Jamar Chase. Not saying that Jamar Chase isn't a great player, but he already had that familiarity with quarterback Joe Burrow. But make no mistake, T. Higgins is a number one wide receiver, bar none. Any team that gets him is going to get a baller receiver and a legit number one. Now, the thing about this is the Bengals have a lot of other positions that they need to take care of. They let Joe Mixon go a year ago because of their cap issues. Now, they have a lot of issues at defensive end and other positions. Maybe signing a wide receiver to like probably a $30 million a year deal isn't higher on their priority list. That's where another team can swoop in, maybe the Raiders, and get a legitimate number one receiver. Okay, up next from the Browns, offensive tackle Jedrick Wills. Now, Jedrick Wills' play has been up and down, but he was a former first-round pick, so the raw skills are there. If a team can see that, hey, man, this guy's got some skills, maybe able to do a Mekhi Becton and put him in at guard to see if that helps, or if I can clean him up at tackle, who knows? I don't suspect him having a huge deal, probably a one-year prove-it deal for him, but Wills has the talent and the ability, I think, to really break out this next season in the contract year. Stranger things have happened. If the Raiders go out, depending on what they do in the draft, and get this guy probably late in free agency, it'd be a huge get. All right, next on the list is Super Bowl champion Milton Williams from the Philadelphia Eagles. We saw Milton Williams ball out in the Super Bowl. This dude crushed it at defensive tackle. He's going to be a big name and probably going to want to command big money because of how he ended the season and how he played in the Super Bowl. Was it because of the talented defensive line that the rest of the players of the Eagles, or is he that good? I think he's pretty good, man. And at 25 years old, he'd be a big get. Depending on what happens in free agency, I mean, we have Adam Butler, we have John Jenkins, we have some other draft picks, we have Christian Wilkins. But putting Christian Wilkins and Williams together on the same defensive line, damn, that'd be a huge get for us. All right, I know it's a 25 and under, but I'm going to cheat a little bit. Next on the list is center Ryan Kelly from the Colts. Okay, Kelly's 31 years old, but he's still one of the best centers in the league. If we get him, it would be a huge get. He's 31 years old, but he's still playing really well. The issue is he's a 31-year-old center. Now, if we can get him over on a team-friendly deal, even at 31 years old, he would be an upgrade to the centers we had in the past. I know we may be looking at Jackson Powers Johnson as a center for the future, but he did play really good at guard as well. Getting Ryan Kelly to be a center will be a great add for this team for the next couple of years if we can get him. All right, up next is running back from the Chargers, J.K. Dobbins. When healthy, J.K. Dobbins has proved to be a really good running back. The unfortunate thing is he's rarely healthy. Here's my issue. If you're signing Dobbins, you shouldn't sign him to be your primary back. And exactly what the Chargers did. I don't know what they were thinking. I don't know what they were looking at, but they ran him into the ground. He made it through not even 3/4 of the season. After he was injured, the Chargers kind of fell off a little bit, but he was a really big part of their run game before he got injured. If you're going to get J.K. Dobbins, make sure you have one or two other backs that can carry the load and give him some sporadic play here and there. He can be very effective. All right, guys, that's the list. Let me know what you think. What players do you like? What players do you don't? Who would you add? Who would you take away? Make sure to please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Please, it will really help me out a lot. We want to get to that 1,000 mark and shoot beyond. It really helped me out a lot if you could do that for me. Make sure to also share to all your socials. Until next time, everybody, peace. Hey, Raider Nation, thanks for watching. There's plenty more where that came from. Go ahead and smash that like button, drop a comment, make sure to subscribe and share to all your socials. It's the bare minimum you can do without doing absolutely nothing.